Red Bull weren't doing very well.
Yes. And Ferrari weren't doing very well either. Let's get into that.
There we go.
A truly,
Got there eventually.
truly embarrassing home Grand Prix for the prancing horse.
Yeah, I mean, let's start off with the qualifying before we talk about the race. Because in qualifying in itself was just appalling.
Vettel down in 17th. I mean, have you ever seen the like? Ferrari, when was the last time they were qualifying out in Q1?
I don't think. Have they ever? I think there was a stat that they'd never qualified out of. A stat that they had always came. No, start again. A stat that it was the first time they'd ever not made it out of Q1. Was I butchered that? Jeez, flipping heck! I couldn't have butchered that more if I tried. Flipping heck, but yeah, no. Vettel didn't get out of Q1, and I think that's the first time Vettel hasn't made it out of Q1 in Ferrari.
Wow.
And then Leclerc didn't make it out of Q2.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And then they didn't make it out of the race either. Vettel was the first one to go. Was he the first retirement of the race? I think.
I believe so.
His brakes failing as he went over the first turn.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, he went
brake failure,
and he just ended up going through all the bollards across the chicane. It looked bad.
If you looked at the
apparently he came up really quickly though.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked in the rear, I think it's rear left brake, they literally looked on fire as he was going down the straight while he was trying to put the brakes on. But honestly, luckily he was in that one corner that there was a runoff. Yeah. Because could you imagine if there was no runoff and that was just or in Azerbaijan?
Yeah.
Imagine him going down there.
He would have gone straight into a wall.
I know that track from the games.
Yeah. So imagine that, and he was going. He's got to be going at least 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's straight, so it would be
down that straight. I don't know whether he had DRS open, and he just absolutely annihilated those polystyrene things.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you know, Jacob, but those polystyrene things, there's actually a gap either side, and you're meant to weave between.
Oh,
them.
Really?
Not absolutely smash through them. They're not there for being smashed into. They're there for being like.
It shows how safe F1 has become. I've noticed now that like these guys are crashing at insane quick speeds, and there was 2 crashes in the 2 races I've seen, and Leclerc got out in. He went to the medical center, and it took him about 10 minutes to check him up and say it was cool. And this guy has just crashed into a wall at 200 miles an hour in a really flimsy car, like maybe 10, 15 years ago. Like that's deadly. So it's really cool to see like the technology in play. It's really cool.
Yeah, this is why I think the whole people having a go at the whole refueling situation, going, "Oh, we shouldn't do it. It's not safe enough." I do think that if it wasn't safe enough, it wouldn't be coming back. There's got to be some sort of like ridiculous amount of safety, because it's stupid. It's not.
When does it come back?
Well, I don't think it's been announced yet, but there's talks of it coming back.
It's that kind of thing that you see with like at theme parks and stuff. Like some people say, "Oh, I don't want to go on this ride because it's too dangerous." But if it was too dangerous, you wouldn't be allowed to go on the ride. It's the same thing in F1. Like,
what is the danger of it? Like catching fire or what?
That's what happened a couple of times when last time refueling was in F1. There's a famous moment when Max Verstappen's dad, when he was a racer, his car caught fire with him in it, and it's really scary to watch. You can look it up on YouTube, and it's really terrifying to watch. But thankfully, he was okay. And I'd imagine if they are planning on bringing it back, then there'll be something in place to stop that from happening.
But yeah, going back to Leclerc's crash, it looked like the car just couldn't handle what was going on. I mean, props to him. He managed to actually get the car back to driving normally. But that was probably one of the main issues with the crash, was the fact that he snapped the steering at the front to get the front wheels to grip, and as they gripped, it just accelerated straight into the wall.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was able to grip those wheels back onto or looking the direction of the track, it would have been a different story. He probably would have been fine. But I mean, at that speed, it's just trying to get the car back into control.
Yeah.
Not worried about where the car's facing, to be brutally honest.
Yeah. Well, One person who did absolutely have his car in control, there's another good segue, was...
Oh my god. We need to make a compilation of Sam's segues because he's on point.
I forget Segway Sam.
Segway Sam.
His name.
Segway Sam.
It was the man Pierre Gasly.
We've ruined the segue now.
Yes, you have. Pierre Gasly. I feel like it's finally time we get onto him. We've left him out for long enough. The race winner, his first ever F1 victory. And I think it's fair to say that when he was booted out of Red Bull just over a year ago, he certainly didn't expect to have this level of success at their second team, essentially.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal. I mean, I think the last race, he deserved a lot more than the position he came in. And I think this race is really... the last two races, he's deserved that win so much.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he got done over by was it a safety car last race?
Safety car.
I think it was. If it wasn't for that safety car, he would have finished really high or done really well in there. This race, the safety car came in clutch.
Yeah.
And it helped him. So he is a phenomenal racer in that car.
Like, at the end of the day, he got a bit lucky with when the safety car came in, but you got to give him loads of credit for him and the team for, they played the situation perfectly.
Well, yeah, the strategy worked. I mean, Formula One is a very... You play every second by ear because anything could happen.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did, and they reacted to it perfectly.
Yeah,
because they could have reacted wrong. They could have the red flag, put on a wrong set of tires. The tires had gone really badly, and he slowed down, or he could have his management of the tires when he was in the lead. He could have ruined his tires, which meant Sainz could have overtaken him a lot sooner if he would have overtaken him. So he played it out very, very well.
Yeah, absolutely fair play to him, and fair play to Carlos Sainz as well. He was that close to the first F1 win for him. I think it was 0.4 seconds.
Wow, that was so close. And he had slipstream as well. I thought on the last bend, I really thought it was going to catch him.
Yeah.
But Gasly had his brakes set up perfectly. Like he timed it really well.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
even with the slipstream, he just couldn't catch him.
Someone in the McLaren garage did say before the race that to overtake someone in the slipstream, you need to be going a second and a half faster than them.
Yeah, which is going a lot faster than.
Wow.
You need to be going a lot faster than the person ahead of you, and he was going fast, but not fast